quern. This is for grinding the corn. In the scripture it says 2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. Now one squatted at one side of it and the other squatted at the other side, and they took this thing, there should be one at each side. This is just tip, 12 sticks it was in, the other hole's still there, and this one did that and this one, the other side, did opposite way. So it just went halfway around and ground the corn, which was put in here where my house leeks are, and the meal came out of the sides. And that was a quern, and they were still using them at the beginning of the century up in Shetland.
That's so.
I understand. So I have 3-4 of them. But of course, the other thing that I collect is troughs. The troughs that the farmers had for their cattle and their horses. And this is a farmer's trough. It's lovely. And in my young day, the horse troughs were about that length in cement, you see. And about this width they were, of that width. And they had a lot of water. They held a lot of water because some of the farmers used to have 3 or 4 pairs of horses. They had maybe 8 horses coming home from the work in the fields, coming up in 2s, a man at each 2. And just the first thing they did was they came right up to the horse trough to get their drink of water, because they were naturally thirsty. We're working 5 hours at a time. The yoking for a man and a horse was 5 hours at that time. All round the area, the kitchen floors and the farms. This was a paving stone for it.
Aye, for the flooring.
The careen stone, it's called the careen stone. Now the careen is one of the hills that we're on in our path, you see. And that's the careen stone, it's a pudding stone. And here's another one, a round one. A round one. I picked that one up at the castle that which was in ruins. And that's a pudding stone there too, you see. And this is a rough bit. But that's what they were used for, floors. And when I was a boy and we were having our supper, the men got their food along with us, and there was father and mother and the family at one table, a round table in one corner, and another table with the men at it, a round one as well, another corner of the kitchen. And the kitchen was just covered with that because the men at that time had no Wellingtons. They came in with great strong tackety boots. They brought the mud with them. And the poor woman who was maid of all work at the farm had to go down on her knees and scrub this stuff to keep it clean. Oh, when you consider the invention of Wellington boots and rubber gloves and other things of that type, saved an awful lot of work. A lot of it was slavery in the farms when I was a boy, absolute slavery. Now here's a little trough. Now this one here, try and keep the weeds down with these slabs. These are slabs out of Caithness. These are Caithness, speaking to the Grampian people. I would say now, if my wife had been here, she would have said, Danny, you're blind again. You know what that means? Danny, you're blind again. And that went down tremendously with the general public. They heard that one. We said to them, you're still blind. And they asked me into a thing called As It Was in the Grampian. There's a whole lot of things before certain times, you see. The one it took me into was the first one. And it was what it was like before the National Health came in the 1914. So I showed them how I got my tonsils out when I was a boy. Just a thing, you just open your mouth and the doctor cut them off. No anaesthetic. So that was a thing that And I got paid for that one first time I put it. We're just waiting to make this bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
These trees are about 170 years old.